From the Detroit Free Press, it's Thursday, August 27th. Here are today's top stories, presented by Bush's Fresh Food Market. Calling all foodies, Bush's is hiring. Are you passionate about food, looking for growth, development, and excellent wages? Come grow with Bush's and apply online at bush's.com/join-our-team. That's Bush's, BUSCHS.com/join-our-team.
I'm Frank Witzel with the Detroit Free Press. Southfield Fire Chief Johnny Menifee struggled to explain Wednesday how paramedics mistakenly determined 20-year-old Tamisha Beauchamp had died when she actually was still alive. He suggested it could have been a case of Lazarus syndrome. The rare but hard to scientifically prove phenomenon has been described in research papers as a delayed return of spontaneous circulation after CPR. The name alludes to the biblical story of Lazarus, who was resurrected by Christ. Southfield officials have been on the hot seat since Tuesday when Beauchamp's lawyer Jeffrey Feiger held a news conference and suggested that the mistake was a result of negligence. When asked why paramedics didn't rush Beauchamp directly to the hospital, Menifee said that's under investigation. And when asked if that's what paramedics should have done, Menifee said no, adding that they followed medical procedures. But the chief said he did not share concerns raised by Feiger that negligence or discrimination may have led to a misdiagnosis, and blasted Feiger for making what he called grossly inaccurate statements. Still, the chief ended his own news conference by walking out of the room as a reporter shouted a question at him.
I'm Kirkland Crawford with the Free Press Sports Department. Wednesday was a monumental day in sports. All 3 NBA playoff games were postponed in the bubble down in Orlando after the Milwaukee Bucks decided to boycott their game. That decision came in reaction to the shooting of Jacob Blake, a black man who was hit at least 7 times in the back by Kenosha, Wisconsin police on Wednesday. The other NBA teams decided to join the Bucks in their form of protest, forcing the league to postpone. 3 Major League Baseball games were also called off Wednesday in a show of solidarity with the NBA, as were all 3 WNBA games to be played in the bubble elsewhere in Florida. This movement seems to have been kicked off by the Detroit Lions, who canceled practice on Tuesday after talking about the Blake situation and social injustice at large. The Lions did return to practice on Wednesday, but the world is now watching to see how other players, teams, and leagues will respond going forward.
This is J.C. Reindl for the Detroit Free Press. Dan Gilbert's Bedrock real estate firm has a new CEO. Kofi Bonner is to start the job on September 21st. He replaces Matt Cullen, who left the Detroit firm early this summer to start running casinos in Ohio. Bonner is a former chief administrative officer for the Cleveland Browns. He was actually the first black man to hold that position in the NFL. Bonner most recently worked for a development firm in California. He is joining Bedrock at an awkward time. The firm is just now finishing several high-profile building projects in Detroit and is trying to find tenants to fill them amid the COVID pandemic. Bonner was born in Ghana and is 64 years old.
This is Phoebe Wall-Howard, a reporter on the Detroit Free Press Autos team. Animal shelters say that pet adoptions are up during this COVID pandemic and quarantine, especially with big dogs. And now, as families leave the house to go hiking and camping, they're looking for the best vehicle to transport those dogs. Autotrader.com just released its 2020 list of best vehicles for dog safety and dog comfort. Not only did Jeep Wrangler make the list, but so did the Chrysler Pacifica and the Subaru Outlook. Tesla Model Y received special attention for a special feature and other surprises.
I'm Susan Solaski, Detroit Free Press food writer. A visit to apple orchards and cider mills is a fall tradition. This season, the people behind one of Michigan's favorite fall pastimes are looking forward to a robust season, COVID-19 or not. Experts are predicting the pandemic could have the opposite effect on the apple industry than it had on other types of businesses. People are clamoring to be outdoors and have something to do that is safe, fun, and delicious. A trip to the apple orchard and cider mill fits that bill. But make no mistake, there will be social distancing and mask wearing, as orchard owners aim to keep customers and employees safe. Orchards have added barriers on wagons to keep people 6 feet apart and moved checkouts outdoors. This year, orchards are flush with fine apples. The Michigan apple crop estimate is in line with last year, as the state is expected to produce 22.5 million bushels of apples. State fruit experts say the quality and size of apples this year is excellent.
For more stories from the Detroit Free Press, be sure to check out freep.com. That's FREEP.com. If you're a fan and want to support our quality local journalism, subscribe. Go to freep.com/special offer.